Ordinary councillor, they collect like 1.5 million naira. But soldier wey be say carry gun go face our enemy, then they pay am 70,000.
Young people here have given up in the country. That's why they're taking them for a ride. When you move out to go, how many of you would they kill? If I'm a young man, maybe I would have lived a revolution.
Seriously.
How many would they kill? They will kill 1,000 or they will kill 100,000. If you need to pay price for the other people, if you don't pay price, generation unborn for aeons of years will hold us responsible that in our generation we did nothing. If they kill 5,000 Nigeria, the whole country will change. That will be the end of all this mess.
Yes.
But 5,000 have paid the price to redeem 200 million people. But 200 million people say, let 5,000 people do with us whatever they like. They like the shit in our head, we eat their shit. And we are happy with it. Why don't you use that mind for positive things and said, we need to confront these people. We put them in the office and they are accountable to us. And I'm asking you, how many would they kill? How many would they kill? I'm not saying they will not kill anybody. Those guys running away from the toll gate was the worst mistake they did.
Seriously.
I'm telling you, they should have stood there.
That very day,
that day and dare those people for the once and for all.
Wow.
Once and for all. The oppressors know the game, they understand it. Once they did that and they know you are afraid of it, then they will never leave. What they know is themselves and their family.
Yes.
They will never change. So I am 66. I'm going to be 70 in 4 years. I'm 67 this year. Okay? So another 14, 13 years, I'm 80 years. It has passed our own time. But if I'm 18, 19, 21, 23, 24, 25, you think I will not do anything? With the life I live, we're coming up, I would have done something.
Alright guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. As una see wetin dey happen so, una dey understand that now, una dey feel and say revolution now don dey close to, everything now. Even Nigerian soldiers, when they fight, they say they don't tire. You understand? They are tired. They can't keep on, doing this. So Nigerian soldiers, they are revolting already. Nigerian politicians should tell them what is happening. How can they be on one particular fight for over 20 years? Fights when not they finish. And why is it that these people, they get sophisticated weapons? You understand? Does it mean that they get money past Nigeria country? So why is it that this kind of weapons, when these people they carry, Nigerian government safe no fit afford them for Nigerian soldiers? So you see, my people, the matter just get as it be. The matter just get as it be. But the way the whole thing they go right now, very soon these politicians, they will start picking their bags and running away from this country. Now so they be. Because bad people, they run when nobody they pursue them. Today, Nigeria is no longer a safe place. Few days ago, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu say, he don't make sure say, then go employ a security guard. When go they guide Nigerians for inside bush. Make them make sure say the bush are free from the bushes are now free from bandits and terrorists. So now they call young Nigerians, may they come join this forest guard. Are they trained? Are they going to train them like soldiers? You have soldiers. Why can't you equip these people? You won't go gather another set of Nigerians, go buy them in the name of security guard. If Nigerian soldiers cannot face these people, now forest guard go face them. Why are we not telling ourselves the truth? Why is this fight is not ending? Why is this fight against these people? Why is it not ending? Who are they? Who are these people? What are they made of? What are they made of? That a whole Nigeria, as big as Nigeria, up till now, even if they have 20,000 groups, are they telling us now that they are bigger than bigger than our Nigerian security apparatus? Are they bigger than our military? We have intelligence units in Nigeria.
That attack we dey attack our military base. I want to give the full gist of what happened. Because right now we need to ask ourselves question: who are we really fighting? Who are we fighting? Because at this point, many of us don't know who we fight. We think saying Boko boys na lie. But pay attention very well, make I break it down to you. The full gist though, now watch this chopper already for my head so now. This video already for my head so now. Now in the afternoon of that same day where this attack, where they carried out this attack, this was in the afternoon of that day. Of that day before yesterday. This was in the afternoon of yesterday. This chopper supply arms to these people in the afternoon. Now this chopper supply arms to them in the afternoon. Watch this chopper very well. Because you say this chopper, those of you who know about all this airplane or helicopter and so, you go see this chopper, now even Nigerian chopper. Watch the number very well. You go see this is a Nigerian chopper. Secondly, watch this man when I put arrow, when I draw line. Watch that man when I map out. Watch him. You go see this guy no be Boko Haram. He's a gallant soldier. Watch his movement. Watch that guy. You go see a gallant soldier. He's a gallant soldier. And I believe that this guy must be the pilot of that chopper. Watch him very well. You know how you watch him. You know this Arab. You know how they do. But watch this guy. You see say na gallant soldier. I be this. You don't understand? So make you know who. Make you begin to ask who are we fighting. Now, these people carry out this attack in the midnight around 2:30 a.m. Then they carry out this attack. They close to 1 hour. They scatter everywhere. No backup. No air force. There was nothing like air force. All our fighter jets, chopper jet, fighter jets, Tucano, super Tucano. No one come until close to 1 hour. Now their super Tucano come they arrive. According to reports, these people come out, come they go. They no run, no. They ride their Okada. See the Okada where they take off. They enter the barrack with this machine. They enter with Okada Bajat. Then they go with the Bajat. Nobody, no injury. None of them sustain injury. None of them sustain injury. None of them. They left the way they came. They even left with 2 cars. They came with military camouflage vehicle 2. They have military camouflage 2. And they see a lot of Nigerians for the comment section. They blame our soldiers. This or that, that. Pro. Yes, of the truth. They cry. But don't they cry and say they lost this thing? No. Because as a soldier, you don't know what you sign. But they cry and say, bro, the country, don't let them die. Right now, they don't know who they fight. Nigeria. You see, remember I said something in 2020 when I released a video of one military person telling us how Nigeria is going to be like Afghanistan. A lot of them doubted it, but this is the thing. It has started. Don't get it twisted. We are moving to Afghanistan gradually. See what just happened. So this is what happened yesterday. We lost 7 of our men. They lost nobody. They came with Okada, Bajat. They left with their Bajat and 2 cars. One of they leave with ammunition for now. Cannot give guarantee you. If they left with military ammunition for now, I don't know of that one. But this is just what happened. Nigerians. So those of them are waiting for comment section. They cry. They laugh at our military boys. Bro, think twice before you laugh at them. These boys are ready to fight to defend this country. But Nigerian government itself seems that the government, not Nigerians, now these boys they fight. Even though they want attack, even though they want repel attack, they not go give them order to repel attack. They will not even ask them to repel. So this is the thing. So Nigerians, they gonna stop attacking, stop blaming these our soldiers. I know they giving us it happen.
Ordinary councillor, they collect like 1.5 million naira. But soldier will be say carry gun go face our enemy, then they pay them 70,000. The question be say the farm where they won't obtain, how much be the army salary save? How much then they pay last corporal? How much then they pay sergeant? And so on and so. All these people will be say now them they defend our country, they deserve better life. How much one senator they collect? Politician, enough of this thing wey be say una go dey carry money. This money wey una dey carry, una no fit carry and go heaven. Make una give our soldiers original money, better money wey go give them confidence. Say yes, if anything sup, my family no go suffer. No be say make una dey give them peanut money wey be say na only transportation dem go use am travel. Imagine person wey dey Lagos, wey dey serve for Borno, from Lagos to Borno, na 120,000 go. And if e be last corporal, e go still borrow money join body dey go Borno. The salary of the military personnel too small. Make una add money, politicians stop to dey chop money and attend to the military. If una empower them, Nigeria go small out of that problem don solve.
If Peter had become our president, he would remove subsidy. Day one also, he would remove subsidy. But the difference is, what will he do with subsidies money? Will he take it for poverty alleviation? Will he take it to go and buy a private jet? Will he squander it? The answer is no. And Shehu carve out this story. The topic on the news, which even Arise Television discussed, is that Dr. Madeka said Peter would not have done anything different. It was like I was comparing Tinubu and Peter. That's the danger of saying things with the medias, because you can be misconstrued and things. Why should I compare light and darkness? Why should you compare what exists and what does not exist? On what basis will I be comparing our current president Tinubu with Peter? Am I going to be comparing them that both of them have been governors before? And what happened in Lagos State or what happened in Anambra State? So I'm not comparing the two people. I'm just making a statement. But the media, because they're able to capture them, and they said, Dr. Madeka said, Tinubu, Peter will not have done different. And he put me in a bad light for many of the Peter's followers, because even Asha discussed the matter and didn't even know my relationship with Peter on one-to-one. But I'm not a controversial person. I'm a business person and I want to remain as a businessman. But I tell young people in this country, don't cost the country. Keep hope alive. A man or a woman that lose hope will submit to suicide. When you don't have hope for existence, you can easily take your life. But keep hope alive. It could be better. God is not making a mistake. All of this we are going is through phase of maturing as a nation. You know, all of those mistakes will come into our history. But don't say that this country can never be redeemed. It's beyond redemption. It's irredeemable. Yeah. It's a wrong statement.
And some people believe that the best way to redeem it is just to divide the country. That is the best way to redeem it.
Well, if that's the best way to redeem it, time will prove it, and I will tell you it will be done, and it will be done without knife and gun and bullet. It's about civilized people sitting down and said, how do we further make progress? Because it's all about progress. People need to, we will get to a point where people need to sit down and ask themselves honest question. Have we truly made progress?
Some people just don't want to, whether they are making, people know we're not making progress, but they insist on making just remain for the few people, selected individuals. So
okay, so the people to blame is the generality of Nigeria.
Can it be the generality of Nigeria or those?
No, generality of Nigeria, because the politicians, whether it is the Igbo politicians or the Hausa politicians or the Yoruba politicians, these are less than, these people we are talking about is less than 5,000 people that take all of us for a jogura.
Yes.
It's just for us who doesn't have common sense. If we have common sense, we will put them to where they belong.
With their bullets and guns.
But if you are not willing to make a sacrifice, you can't make omelette without breaking egg. Check what happened in Egypt. Somebody had to put himself on fire for the revolution to happen. What happened in France? The young people here have given up in the country. That's why they are taking them for a ride. When you move out to go, how many of you would they kill? If I'm a young man, maybe I would have led a revolution.
Seriously.
How many would they kill? They will kill 1,000 or they will kill 100,000. If you need to pay price for the other people, if you don't pay price, generation unborn for aeons of years will hold us responsible that in our generation we did nothing. If they kill 5,000 Nigeria, the whole country will change. That will be the end of all this mess.
Yes.
But 5,000 have paid the price to redeem 200 million people. But 200 million people say, let 5,000 people do with us whatever they like. They like the shit in our head, we eat their shit. And we are happy with it. Or we leave the country for them. And they are happy. You think they are going to release power for free? You are joking. This is their life. They've lived in it. These young people need to take their destiny in their own hand and say, we have had enough of this.
Where the problem is the division they have created with the bigotry, tribalism.
At the end of the day, was bread cheaper in Lagos than it is in the north?
You cannot accurately fight without...
No, let's look at it. It's about common sense. Look at the economy. Whatever you say, the same way they are selling bread in the east, they are selling it in the north, they are selling it in the south. So the economy today is hard on anybody. These guys, when they want to get the election, they tell you are not a Christian, you are not a Muslim, and they tell you are Hausa, you are Igbo. Once they get there, when they are sharing money, their religion doesn't count, their tribe doesn't count, their ethnicity doesn't count, because they are partners in crime. When they come to the point of looting the treasury, they have nobody is Hausa, nobody is Igbo. The Igbo man and the Hausa man is sharing money. So it's only politicians that benefit from the whole thing. So the really thing you need to do is to know that these are your enemies. They are not they are supposed to be your friend, but they are not your friend. So, but when you start fighting an ordinary Yoruba man, fighting an ordinary Hausa man, fighting an ordinary Igbo man, they are distracting you. They are the people who are playing koso with your life, and you let them do that.
Do you think the major force is coming from the colonialists that are creating all the force and trying to ensure they install puppets?
All I know is that the young people need to take their destiny in their hand. How do you go to school? Somebody educated you and impoverished you. These guys that go out to kidnap people, don't they know when they get them, they will kill them? Why don't you use that mind for positive things and said, we need to confront these people, we put them in the office and they are accountable to us. And I'm asking you, how many would they kill? How many would they kill? I'm not saying they will not kill anybody. Those guys running away from the toll gate was the worst mistake they did.
Seriously?
I'm telling you, they should have stood there.
That very day,
that day, and dare those people for the once and for all.
Wow.
Once and for all. The oppressors know the game, they understand it. Once they did that and they know you are afraid of it, then they will never leave. What they know is themselves and their family.
Yes.
They will never change. So I am 66. I'm going to be 70 in 4 years. I'm 67 this year. Okay? So another 14, 13 years, I'm 80 years. It has passed our own time. But if I'm 18, 19, 21, 23, 24, 25, you think I will not do anything? With the life I live, we're coming up, I would have done something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now there are many debates online with people talking about, some will say you're a millionaire, some will say you're a billionaire. Are you $1 billion billionaire?
It does not matter. What is more important is that I'm successful. Whatever, the difference between a man who has $100 billion and $1 billion is very minor, it's only on management. The same thing, the difference between one who has 100 billion naira and 1 billion naira is about management, how you manage. The quantity of money you have is immaterial. What is immaterial is that you're able to pay your bills and meet all your needs. Success is relative for me, you know. So I never for one day envy Aliko Dangote. He's my friend. I call him on the phone, but I never one day want to be like him. And I'm not saying being him is bad. But success is relative. By any measure, any standard, anywhere in the world, I'm a successful man. There are not many, a lot of billionaires in America. But any man in America that have $1 million is a successful person, is highly respected. So, and don't just have $1 million, have hundreds of millions of dollars. So why am I counting whether it is 1 billion or 2 billion? I'm already successful.
I think that the basic problem is that the Western democratic liberal model has failed Nigeria. As you know, we've worked on a new constitutional process for 25 years, since 2000, and nothing. I think it's time to rethink and reimagine our democratic experience. It's not working. It's not inclusive, it's divisive, it's full of fighting, it's a winner-take-all. People want power, nobody wants to be in the opposition. You see the opposition people all jumping into the APC. The process is not working. So personally, I would advocate something homegrown, autochthonous, what I call consociational democracy, where we build our institutional democracy around our institutions. I am a very strong person for finding a role for traditional rulers. King Charles is the constitutional monarch of the United Kingdom, and he has a role to play. He's going to Canada. He's playing a role in the trade process. He's got a good deal with Trump. So I think our constitutional process should include the traditional rulers. Quite in what way, I'm not sure. We ought to stop this thing about winner take all. That's the problem. I will recommend the Belgian model, where the Walloons and the Flemings are different people, but they've come to an arrangement whereby there's inclusion. So whatever process we want to adopt, the first point would be to discard the Western democratic liberal model. It's not working. The second point I want to make is to also discard the Western liberal economic model. It's something that enables only a few to extract. If return on capital exceeds return on development, why would anybody want to develop Nigeria? So these are the two broad points I think we need to take into account in reimagining a new Nigerian experiment. Otherwise, I started at 29. I keep saying this. Now I'm 72. So you, Rufai, I know you're a young man. 20 years down the line, you'll be saying the same thing. So if something hasn't worked for all this time, is it not time we think through a process? My final point would be, let us stop this nonsense about saying that the APC wants Nigeria to be a one-party state. It's the opposition. It's the opposition. If a guy comes to my wife and takes her away, who would I blame? The guy or my wife? So I don't blame the APC. They want to win power. And the reason why this is so is because it's a winner-take-all. Nigeria is not at the point where we can afford this winner-take-all process. We must include. How that will be done is beyond my own competence. But I think that those are the building blocks for a new Nigeria.
Okay, since you're speaking on inclusivity, I would like to get your thoughts on this issue of rotational presidency, because the conversation is that the bill has been rejected that proposes that the presidency should rotate around all of the geopolitical zones. And won't this be a solution to cure some of the marginalization that we see many groups speak of? Other people are saying that, well, this will institutionalize mediocrity. Where do you stand when it comes to the rotational presidency?
It's part of the element of consociational democracy. It happens in Belgium. So in Belgium, there are two distinct ethnic and linguistic groups, the Walloons and the Flemings. And they share power, they rotate it. So if you do that here, and you include people, I know that I'm from the Southeast, and that I have a process, a voice in what plays out in the executive system, then I don't feel as if I'm a loser. But right now, this winner-take-all thing, it's doing us severe damage. So inclusivity needs to be properly constitutionalized. You recall that the late Chief Dr. Ekweme was the one who first proposed the 6 regions. I proposed 8, creating a middle belt, and so that's 7, and creating something out of the South-South, 8. How that will work is not for me to say on this short program, but that's the building block for Nigeria. And the reason is clear, the evidence is clear. Why not moving forward? Don't you see Trump roaming around the Middle East, roaming around the Arabian Peninsula? And I say, but these are also Muslims. How are they so advanced? They don't have democracy. China doesn't have democracy, yet they're advanced. Then we pretend that we have Western liberal democracy imposed on us, and we're going nowhere. So it's time to reimagine the process on the grounds that the patient has been in the hospital and is not recovering. So let's jettison this nonsense about the Western model, which they have imposed. Let's jettison it. Even the Western democratic model is failing in America, with Trump causing problems everywhere. So we need to build on something that is local to us, that works. And what is local to us that works is inclusion. If everybody feels that they are part of the lunch, I'm not talking about corrupt lunch, I'm part of the power sharing, then we can move forward and we can develop Nigeria in the way that, I was so ashamed to see small countries like Qatar, UAE, Abu Dhabi, Trump romping around the whole place, feeling good. And here we are in a rotten country with all the resources we have. We've got to put our best foot forward, and we're not doing that now under this Western liberal democratic process.
Looking at the state of the democracy in Nigeria today, I think one component that we can also talk about is this concept of voting and voter apathy. That's why in the House of Representatives they're looking at making voting mandatory. What are your thoughts on there? Because I think that if we're looking at the reasons why people may be hesitant to vote, it could speak to your point about inclusivity or the lack thereof, or a democratic system that doesn't actually work. So what are your thoughts on making voting mandatory? Do you think that's something that Nigeria should be focusing on right now?
Absolutely not. How can you make voting mandatory? Voting will be a process that will animate Nigerians if they see something, if there's a return. So you gotta make it mandatory, pass a law. Nobody's gonna come out. You make voting attractive by promising people dividends of democracy. That's what makes people come out. But if it's so apathetic, people have this idea that every 4 years we have formal democracy and people are asked to vote and they don't come out because they don't get anything. They don't get anything. Look at me here at 72. I haven't got a dime, no advantage from the government of Nigeria. Why would I want to vote? Why should I want to vote? If it comes to the elections coming in Anambra in November, then I'll be keen to live here, to go to Anambra to vote. Why? What do I get? So there's the apathy caused by a failure of development, by a failure of governance, by a complete breakdown. That's what's causing it.
Two questions, sir. Number one, is it with these morally bankrupt politicians and traditional rulers, you think we can get it right? Politicians that you know will manipulate whatever system of rotation that is there, where elections are challenged in the first place, and afterwards, once the politicians emerge, we will now decide and say it's the will of God and keep deceiving ourselves when we should call a spade a spade. People will steal elections in this country, they'll tell you to tell them it's the will of God. And is it with traditional rulers, with scandals everywhere? I'm not saying they've not been an agent of good in some instances, but we see the scandal and the flamboyance of traditional rulers. Is this the cocktail we want?
No, I agree, Rufai. We're in a very, bad way at a point of despair. But you see, we've got to do it. We have to do a diagnosis. There's no one right answer. But the diagnosis that I see right now is that Western liberal democracy is failing us. That's the first conceptual issue to put on the table. Can we continue with this winner-take-all, first-past-the-post process? On the evidence, I would say no. And the question is, if that is agreed, and I think it's agreed, if you ask Nigerians, they would say, well, I'm feeling the effect of democracy. The question would then be, what do? We have to do something. So what I'm proposing is to say this model has failed. Do we have to look into other models? And I've told you that I've looked into the model of cooperative federalism. I've looked at constitutional democracy. I've looked at autochthonous democracy. And I don't pretend that all will be well simply by dropping the Western model and adapting this. But the question is, why do we have such levels of corruption? It's because of what we find in the book, Why Nations Fail. If you have an extractive process whereby very few take everything, the others are going to be disgruntled. And how are these very few able to do so? By corrupting voters, by corrupting the traditional rulers. But if we are all in the table, in the game, if we're all holding cards, then it will remove the incentive to be corrupt. That's just a theory I have. But one thing I'm very clear about, the Western liberal model does not work. Not that I'm proposing that Nigeria should cease to be a democratic country. But why is China working? Is it a democracy? Why is it working? Why are people happy with them? In spite of the fact that they also have their problems.
Are people happy?
Why is the Arabian Peninsula working?
Are people happy?
Do they have democracy?
Are people happy?
Who?
In China.
There. Where?
In China? In the Middle East? Are people happy?
China?
Absolutely.
So guys, you've all watched the video. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. So the question now is, what do we do? What do we do? What is next? I'm dropping it here. Kindly drop your comment below the comment section. Share this video, make it go viral. The Nigerians understand waiting they happen today in the Nigerian political landscape. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye for now.